G. Brown, listen. Tonight, I just shared with Robyn, I am going to be very vulnerable. I'm going to show you a current picture of my lymphatic system in my thighs. And it's like, I need y'all to know how much I share with y'all. Okay. These are not pictures I found on the internet. These are coming from me because tonight, by telling you why we're having this conversation, so over the last couple of years, I've lost a significant amount of weight. So somewhere up in here, let me see. I know there's some, but that was not my biggest. Okay, that was not the biggest. Let me see. There she is over there. One of these corners. That was the biggest, right? And so with that, if I've lost weight, some of you have lost weight as well. And as my body changed, I started noticing things I didn't expect. Because when I was younger and lost weight, these were not my results. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I just messed my whole screen up. Y'all don't know what I'm doing over here. Neither do I. Because this is the first. Listen, I'm home, y'all. I'm not on the ship. So stop it, I say. So listen, I started notice like some lumps that didn't go away, a little flabby skin that's taking too long to shrink. And I don't want to have surgery. I really, really don't. And I've had people to say, like, you got some wrinkles, we can put some fillers. Oh, I'm turning 62. I should have a wrinkle. Come on now, I lost a significant amount of weight. It is okay. So I got some flabby skin. It is not shrinking. I have not everything in where I need it to be or how it used to be. I got on the scale. I was 138 pounds. And I remember when I was 138 pounds, when I was younger going up, my body did not look like this. All right. So my first question was, it wasn't, how do I fix this? My first question was, what is this? Because here was the kicker. The thighs I can cover up. The flabby skin on the arm, I can wear a long shirt. But this bag that started popping up on my face right there, okay, you guys see me. There's a bag right there. And I'm like, what is really going on? That's the one that got me the most, because it was my face. And you don't have to put in the comments how good I look at 61. Go ahead, you can put it in the comments. But my biggest concern was, and I've done some shows in the past, I got a lump under my arm. And it's like, nobody was able to say what was going on. But then I had a massage, and one of the islands that Frederick and we went to, I had a massage, and he was trying to work this knot out of my muscle. I knew it was not a knot in my muscle. And it was a deep tissue massage. This was my very first deep tissue massage, because I couldn't have massages when I had fibromyalgia, when I was eating the standard American diet. And then I noticed there were 3 smaller ones over on my left side on the back. So now I need to do some investigating, because I'm getting a bag here. I got saggy skin, flabby skin, and this one is bothering me, and this thing up under my arm. So I wasn't gaining weight. I wasn't overeating. I wasn't doing things that I used to do, but my body wasn't responding the way I thought it should. So I didn't connect it yet. All right. I just knew something was going on. But I'm going to switch over to Robyn really quick, because I just want to know, when people start noticing changes like this in different areas of their body, what do they usually assume is happening?
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Hey Sister Girl. My name is Robyn Herron, and I am your carnivorous grandma. I'm also certified in nutrition, just like my friend G over here. We are both trained in the standard American diet, which we do not recommend. Don't do it. So, tonight we want to talk about this issue that G is addressing here. It's something that many women experience, but we don't know how to name it. We don't, just like she said, what is this? I got a lump on my side. I'm like, what is this? What is this? So when these changes begin to appear, swelling that wasn't there before, heaviness in places that already lost weight, the under eye puffiness that you mentioned. I also have bags underneath my eyes, texture changes in the skin. We assume that our body is declining and we blame it on aging. We also blame it on hormones. Oh, I'm having a hormone issue. So we assume that this is simply what happens after weight loss. Um, and so we're going to talk tonight about the lymphatic system. Um, and where am I supposed to be at? Lord have mercy. Let me bring that picture up. We'll
This
bring up
one?
the picture. Yes. Yes. 6 lymphatic points. So we're talking about the lymphatic system. We look at the circulatory system. We know about that. And our heart, it pumps the blood, and oxygen and nutrients are delivered through that. But that system has pressure and propulsion. This is something that the lymphatic system does not have. Lymphatic system does not have a pump system. It's the body's drainage network, basically. It's a parallel circulation system that collects what the bloodstream leaves behind, which is like excess fluid, waste products, immune system byproducts, cellular debris, and inflammatory residue. So, and again, the lymphatic system does not have a central pump. So it depends entirely on movement, skeletal muscle contraction, deep breathing, positional changes, physically moving the lymph system, and getting good sleep. So walking is great for lymph. When we walk, our calf muscles actually act like a heart pump. They pump
Mhm.
like a heart would. And so every time you take a slow diaphragmatic breath, then that pressure shift helps to move your lymph upward. Um, so high insulin is a problem for lymph, right? And so we've been talking about this on the show. We talk all the time about high sugar intake, chronic stress, getting poor sleep. We've been talking about all this stuff over the past couple of months. Even repeated yo-yo dieting or sitting for a long period of time. How many of you guys work at a desk and you sit all day long? That does not help your lymph move, right? So we want to keep things moving by moving and moving around. We don't want to get our lymph nodes congested. So what's happening is that fluid is settling in the space between our cells. You see these bags underneath the eyes and different lumps and bumps everywhere. That puffiness lives in between those cells. And so we want to kind of work on how we can get this moving again. So we have some fluid issues. We've got, we need to get moving, get the lymph system moving. And so G's going to talk all about how that works. So what do you want ladies to know about themselves, especially after losing weight, G?
Okay, so before I answer that, I want to be clear about something. I am not here to make you change. All right. I am not a doctor. Okay. I am a woman who lived with fibromyalgia, high blood pressure, metabolic issues, chronic pain, inflammation, mobility problems, and I no longer live with those. I showed you the picture earlier of me, right? So I was a vegan for 4.5 years, and I did not heal any of those issues without researching. And it ended up my brother asking one simple question: have you ever heard about an all meat diet? I hadn't. I was a vegan. My husband tried it the same day. Show you real quick.
You're on mute, G.
Oh yeah, it didn't come back off. So he tried it that exact same day. I started 2 days later. I went from only no meat at all to only meat May 26, 2023, and I've never looked back. I'm sharing this because healing doesn't always show up the way that we expect it to show up. And that's exactly why we do the show. So, just to let you know, every Monday evening at 7 p.m., Robyn and I come live to talk about food, sleep, movement, issues that we are having, and how those pieces work together as we age over time. So, when Robyn explained that what I was seeing was not failure, but a system trying to catch up with the weight loss that I was doing. All right. I stopped asking, like, what's wrong with me? I started asking things like, what is my body trying to tell me? The one thing that I can say during this time is you are so sensitive to your body. Something happens, I promise you can look back and pinpoint it. It's like, and every time, but wait, I need to show you my thighs. Hold on, because I'm going to show them to you. I ain't scared of y'all. There they are. But I want you to pay attention to the right side. That is my inner thigh. Okay. Over on the right, you'll see the skin is much smoother. And so as I'm losing weight, I'm like, why is this part not moving? Now, what I neglected to show you is that when I lay down, they all smooth out and they look like I'm 20 years old. So I have no issues with that. And I don't walk around like that. But so now I have the inner thigh. I got the bag. I have a knot on my arm. I got one in the back, 3 on the side. What is really going on? But I'm able to notice it and try and pinpoint it and put all of that together because I don't eat those other foods. So that's what I want to share with you guys. So Robyn, can you explain what system we're talking about in plain so they can understand and connect the pictures and stuff that I talked about?
Yes, I can. I'm sorry, I got a little lost. But anyway, we were talking about the lymphatic system. And so we have lymph nodes all throughout our bodies, right? But there's a big 6 that you can work with. And so this is the lymphatic system. You got lymph nodes on your collarbone area. You got them behind the angle of your jaw. You got it in the shoulder joint and armpit region. Even if you can't feel them, they're there. You have them in the abdomen. And then in the groin area and behind your knees. So when G talks a little bit about, how we can move our lymph system, those big 6 are areas that you can work with. So again, the lymphatic system does not have a central pump. There's no way for that lymph to move from where it is. So sometimes if you feel underneath your right here, you will feel those lumps. I don't have them right now, thank the Lord.
I have them. I got them for you, because one of the things that happened to me when I was on the ship is that I was having a lot of drainage. I want to kind of get into some of the movement that I was doing on the ship. And when I say to you, my head felt like I was underwater for like 4.5 days, right?
And she sounded like she was underwater.
There was no aches, pains, none of that. It was just from my nose on up right here. And of course, the sinuses were drained. But let me show you a quick exercise that has helped with that. So not on the bag itself, on the bone, right? It is just doing this right here. Oh my God. And you do that, right? And then I come over what Robyn was saying, rub in the temple, in front of the ear, behind the ear. It's a rub, and I just pull my fingers down. You're not trying to move muscle. You're only trying to press skin, okay? You're not pressing down. You should not be rubbing across your bone. It is so light. It doesn't take much, okay? And I do that, and by morning, I'm blowing stuff out. I was blowing stuff out. Under my arm, I go from here, and I come across to my chest. It is just that simple. It is a simple rub. It is not like how he was doing on my back. And I was like, okay, dude, he speak one language, I speak another one, but doing that right there, that should have been universal. That hurt. Now when it comes to the thighs, I lay on my back, and I have my foot up with the leg, and then it is a soft flow just going towards the groin. That's it. But now I'm upset. I'm sharing another thing. I had the veins behind my legs, right? And it's like, I'm too young for that. I don't like how that looked. And I'm light skinned. So it just looked like I had markers going across the back of my knees.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to a place that do fillers and all this stuff, a little spa. And they put a solution that pushed that from pooling behind my legs. That's the first thing that I had done. Then I said, well, let me see what's causing that that pump with your heart pumping the blood back up. It was actually just settling behind the legs. But there is something that you can do, and I'm going to share that in a moment after I tell you what this doctor did to me, because I went in there asking questions, and then he turns around and tells me that I need a endovenous ablation, right? It is a laser ablation. So what he convinced me that on my inner thigh from the knee up into the groin area, that my blood was not pumping and it was settling behind the knees. So if you get this ablation, what is that? He fused and cut off the valve. So now it's going to find another route. If I was using like this much common sense, that should not have even made sense to me. God didn't make me like that. Do you know what it was that I actually needed? Compression socks. But did he tell me that? First of all, I needed to change my diet. We are always trying to fix something, modern medicine, when it all starts with what you put in your mouth. I'm not playing. Okay. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. So with that, I let them talk me into that. Nobody considers your lymphatic system when they're doing all of this cutting and fusing and all this stuff. They're not even thinking of that. So you're having surgeries and maybe this procedure, your boobs lifted. I didn't have those reduced. Why? Because I had a torn rotor cuff. All I needed to do was change my diet. I don't know, but now I'm saying that they might have just really drooped. Okay, sidebar. Yeah. So maybe they did need to be reduced. I thank you. Or the nipples would have been on the floor when I lost the weight. I don't know. There'll be one more thing I will be over here talking about, because their lymph nodes in there too. Oh my gosh. But anyway, that's not something that they check off to say, well, listen, one of the things that's going to happen when you have this C-section, or one of the things that's going to happen when you have a boob job, or one of the things that's going to happen when you have your ovaries removed, one of the things that's going to happen with the endometriosis, now everything I just said to you was a cut. And in that, I have some numbness across my abdomen and in my inner thighs, because there are nerves and stuff there. But it all started with my food. So I know I jumped everything out of Robyn. Go ahead and finish, because they really do need to know in regards to this system.
Yeah. So I do want to just briefly say that there are exercise. She talked a little bit about it, but I have a little image. I'm going to show it to you guys. Of how to do your own lymphatic massage at home. There's this doctor, I think his name is Drew. And Dr. Drew Perry, Big 6 lymph flow. And so you're going to rub, as she said, gently rub, tap, stroke. You want to move the skin over that particular area. I'm rubbing it. Y'all can't see me. So again, above and below the clavicle, the jawline, chest, or like underneath your armpit, your abdomen, around, up, above and below the belly button, the groin area. So on the sides, in the inner thigh, like part of your groin area and then behind the knee. So, but you have lymph nodes, like I said, all over. I mean, they're just all dispersed out throughout your body. I have a video. I'm going to drop a link to this video because I really think, from what I'm seeing, it feels like people need to be learning how to do this and doing it at home. And there's,
Yeah.
other things that you can do. Like you can do, we talked about walking. We talk about walking all the time, but things like bouncing on the rebounder or
Yes.
using a vibration plate also gets that lymph moving through your system.
Okay, but
So,
let me talk about that vibration plate, because there are some vibration plates that I've been on that seems like it's giving you shaken baby syndrome. That thing
mhm.
is that's too powerful. Every time is something for me to try. I think ancestral. What did they do? So I don't envision them around picking up 200-300 pound rocks. For what purpose? That just didn't make sense. I didn't envision them on a treadmill. I envisioned them walking from one village to another. And then I didn't envision them doing all that running. No, when they ran, they were chasing or being chased. Other than that, there was no just running. People do it now because we've made it into a sport. They can make money off of it, and they can that becomes employment. But those were things and stuff that we were never intended to do. So research your lymphatic system.
Mhm.
Research that, because here I am. I'm now, because I have this bag. Look, it's a bag on a bag, right? And
Mm.
it's not saying that I can't touch it, but I'll take the ring fingers, because no matter what, it's only so much pressure these fingers give. You have more control with the ring finger. So I take it, and I mean literally light, right? Push, 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 and down. That's the exercise right there. That's exactly how it goes. And if that's difficult, then go over this way and down. You don't have to do it at the exact same time. The other one I was doing was on the bone itself and just turning. Somebody turned around and said something about mucus coming out. It really, really will. It is almost like you're moving it out. I'm noticing my voice changing. And then just a circle and a circle,
Mhm.
and right there behind the ear. But it all comes down to here. Now, when I was doing that, then all of a sudden, I thought it was my tonsils. No, this is your lymphatic system. And if you look really close, mine is inflamed. But that's not a bad thing. It's moving. It's how it should. This is giving you a visual. It should move, and I'm making this up just for you to get the visual. It should move like salt and water, just flowing. Mine is moving like really thick honey.
Mm.
Okay, so
Mhm.
that's just to give you like, okay, and you and then it's thicker than. So all you're doing is just moving it into that direction. Under the arm, I say it comes across into your chest, because remember, they're all here in your breast area. It is just that simple of moving it across. That is it. You have it behind the knees. And I'll say one of the best things that they have created are leggings. If you are truly wearing your size, that comes, I'm not talking just because it's a medium and you got it on, did not mean that was it. Okay, you need to go and go in the sun and have somebody take a picture, and if they can see your butt crack, you have truly stretched the material beyond what any manufacturer was doing, but beyond when God even created it. Okay, so I'm just being truthful because I've been there and done that. And so with that being said, I wear leggings every day. That prevents the
Mhm.
pool of the blood going down, and I can just take my hands periodically and go upward towards my groin. And I can do it 2-3 times a day if that's what I choose to do. It is about movement, but it is keeping and helping circulation going. And so, you will see me and it's like, good gracious, you wear the same thing every day. Yep, I'm fixing my lymphatic system, babe. So by the end of 2026, I won't have that bag anymore. If it hang around, I'm gonna have to put the word Gucci on it or something and say it's a Gucci bag. So listen, I showed the picture earlier, I'll show it again. This is my inner thigh. Don't have a problem you seeing it. But I need you to see all the smoothness on the side. And then when I lay down and throw my legs up for him, he don't see that. So don't worry. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I'm just letting you know.
So, what we're saying tonight is that the lymphatic system and lymphatic support responds to a rhythm, right? Movement, gentle movement of that lymphatic system, including the manual manipulation, like G's talking about with your hands, including walking, including, the vibration plate, gentle movement, and then also bouncing on a rebounder can be really, really good. We talk about getting we get the steps in over here. So it responds to that rhythm. We need to get that thing moving because it doesn't move on its own. And typically we don't need those aggressive interventions like what G talked about. You got to go having some kind of ablation or having something cut out. Oh, they about to get the trolls. I said, just let the trolls just hang out.
Yeah, but I was just confused. I was truly confused because it was well. It's like, but then all of a sudden there was a white woman, and I'm like, well, where's she at? Huh? Because baby, do you need me to take the cap off? Huh?
Right.
Listen, it's on there for a reason, and it's standing up for a reason.
Oh my gosh, too funny. Yeah. So getting those daily walks in, getting that deep breathing in. I think we talked about breathing about a month ago. And get that fluid moving. Just like the person said, you touch this part of your face and you got mucus coming, it's because your fluid is sitting still. You got to get that fluid moving. So yeah.
That's it. That's what we came. But listen, we got some final stuff to go over really quick. All right. And this is what I say when we come on and, you're trying to make this make sense to you. And I understand that because that means you would literally be deconstructing the food pyramid. You would be doing all of that. I can only share with you what worked for me. I am not going into trying to convince anybody anymore. Continue to follow, continue to watch, and watch how, because I show the pictures. I show all of that. I'm showing it to show you. These are still transformations of going through. I don't have to let you guys up under my clothes, but I do. YouTube approved, okay? Let's say that. And I do that because I want you, first of all, I ain't ashamed. I'm not. What I can say, I wish I would have changed earlier because I left my skin stretched for a long time. But like I said, honey, leggings and all of that will do a wonderful job in holding you together as you get the fluid, all of that. It helps. It helps tremendously. And if you can't do anything else, compression socks. Compression socks make a big difference. Male, female. It's like, I don't want to wear them. They got some cute ones, honey. Frederick and I both wear them. We got stripes, hearts, heartbeats. The socks make a statement, but they're also compressing. And so stop worrying about what somebody else is thinking and get yourself right. But if you would like to meet folks, Robyn, do we have it over here?
I will share the screen here. I can share.
Go ahead. All right.
I have it up on the screen here. Hold on one second.
Because there is an event for you to attend. Bam, there we go. You can scan that in. And it is Impact. God put on Robyn's heart over a couple of years ago of getting us together. And what I love about what she did and what was placed on her heart to do is to share the food with you. So when you come, you will actually eat just, because people are always saying, but what do you eat? What do you do? We're going to show you. So you get a chance to see that, and then you get to meet actual doctors who are in this community. And here's another thing, and you'll hear other people's story. You might not be the one that had fibromyalgia, but maybe you woke up with eczema, and that was something that you had to deal. Robyn's case to me was so severe. It's like the blistering. The girl didn't have fingernail prints. I mean, fingerprints. And then when you look at in the joints, in the creases behind the knees, I know that stuff itch. We come on here talking about some oatmeal bath and all this stuff. No, it was from the food on the inside. That's the reason why it can go around for everyone. Okay, it is really, really that simple. And unless you try and make a 30, 90-day change just to try it, that's all that it is that we can say. But you can also go talk to medical professionals. You can also go meet other carnivores. The impact is it's phenomenal. And I love how she is truly trying to reach the community. That's why we come on here. I mean, some days you might get it, some days you might not, but we come on here to share that. Some of you might not have been here. Oh, this is one that I like to show, because if you went to the zoo and saw that, but if you turned around, you didn't see people with moles on their face, cysts on them, overweight. You've seen that. If you saw the giraffe like that, some of our legs look like we turn around and say, you don't even have an ankle. We done named it cankle, where you don't even have it. We've come up with fupa. We've come up with big girl magic. That was never intended. It was never intended. We got duped into this food industry because it's okay. Because I got a wheelchair for you. It's okay. Because I'm going to have a nurse come by. Do you hear how many people would lose a job if you did right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. But in the meantime and in between time, you work your thing and I work mine. All right. We will see you guys next
Monday
week.
night.
There you go.